So let's get into this Milan, Italy trip from September 2024, y'all. So, y'all, this was an actual Airbnb that I was staying in. It was a 1-bedroom apartment. It was very spacious. The inside was updated. It was an older building, but y'all, the building structures are just so sturdy in Italy. So the building was great quality. This was my outside view. Very safe neighborhood. Had a couple markets that you can actually walk to. Y'all, they had fresh flowers in the actual apartments, which I love because it's just attention to detail. There was also a croissant and magazines as well. The fridge and the kitchen was fully stocked. So I had a really, really nice time in this apartment. It was a great relaxation spot after you've done all your hanging out. I'm one of the type of people where, honey, after I've been with the group, I need my own space. I need my own, just to be in my own energy after I've been hanging out all day long with a group of people. So y'all, there was little tidbits in the cabinets like coffee, sugar. The bathroom was really nice. Y'all, this was a solid building. And they had a little bidet. Y'all love me a good bidet, honey. So yes, y'all, this was literally, I had just left the airport. The host for the trip, invited me, welcomed me into the actual apartment and kind of showed me around. She also had a gift for me. So I rested up for the night and woke up a little later and threw on me a little outfit, honey, to go grab some dinner with the rest of the girls. I think it was about maybe 5 of us total. Now we were in separate apartments, so I actually had to get an Uber like 8 minutes away in order to meet up with them. And only one person was able to come out that night. And honey, that happened to be like my road dog. She's still like, me and her are still cool, honey. She actually was just at my Friendsgiving event. But yes, y'all, did y'all know that Italy only has Uber Black? It only has Uber Black. So the Ubers were expensive. This is some of the food that we had ordered. Y'all, we forgot to film the rest of the food, y'all. We was tearing it up. So this was day 2, baby. Day 2, we just did a little shopping in the shops and things around Milan. This is my whole little fit, honey. I'm going to tell y'all, they have some beautiful, just leather work places where you can find beautiful leather shoes, leather jackets, leather purses. And I'm talking about for great prices, like $60 for a belt. Y'all know I had to record number 13. That's my lucky number. But you can find handbags and earrings and all of that for dollars. Like all of these earrings and stuff are like $18, $15, $20. The jewelry and stuff, $19, $20 for a ring. Y'all, they had some beautiful pieces, stuff that you won't see anywhere else. I was able to get me a couple of these, and this was actually at the market. So this is a market that I think they only throw on the weekends. But y'all, they had so much high quality, beautiful jewelry. The jewelry that I got from there is still like in great shape till this current day. I have to go back. I want to go back. They had a couple fur jackets too that were only like $500, $400. I didn't see anything that I was pressed over, but the fur jackets were beautiful. And then I think this was a store called Other Stories that's popular there. But y'all like to touch, rub of the fabric to see how thick it is. And that is Sandra, honey. That was my road dog. We end up stopping at a little cafe to get some lunch. And actually, this is when I talk about I had lost my wallet. This is around the time I had lost my wallet, like right after this. But y'all, yeah, they had some type of spritzer that was really good. We had some sandwiches, some soup, some chips. Y'all, we had such a good time. I'm gonna tell y'all, most of what I did was shopping and eating. Italy, like, if you like to shop and you like to eat good food, baby, Italy is the place to be, honey. I had some type of sub, and the food here was pretty okay. It wasn't like 10, But I would say it probably was giving us like 7 out of 10. It was pretty decent. It was pretty decent. Now, I didn't pick this place because I'm very particular, but it was actually okay, and it was located in the market. So it made it easy for us. This is a few earrings that I actually got, y'all, and they're still in great shape a year later. I actually ended up wearing one pair of those to the actual, we had like a goddess dinner, and those earrings perfectly match my purse. So I was able to pair it with that beautiful yellow dress. This is the restaurant. The restaurant was beautiful. We ended up taking a van there, and as y'all can see, we had our own little personal paparazzi. And the restaurant was really, really nice. The food was pretty good, and we were able to do a little cheers. I mean, the decor in the restaurant was just beautiful. The food was pretty decent. I wouldn't say some of the best food I had, but it was pretty good. It was pretty good. If I remember correctly, I think that soup was actually like gazpacho or something. It was cold. So I don't think Sandra was really feeling it, honey. And this was like one of our official first activities that we had on the itinerary for the entire group trip. The other stuff we did with the marketing stuff, that's just stuff that, we added in last minute. Y'all, I'm the type where, it's like, shoot, if we got a lot of empty space on the itinerary, honey, like, I'm going to hit you up on WhatsApp. Like, hey, y'all want to eat and shop? Like, what we doing? What we doing? Y'all, they have fresh flowers. And I think the host of the trip, she made sure all of that stuff was like, available on our tables and stuff. So, yes, y'all, it was a gorgeous restaurant. They had everything that you can think of up in there. The next day, we had a group event inside one of the main apartments, and I didn't get to film all of it because it was a private event, but it was cool. And then later that day, baby, I was back shopping, honey. That sweater was ugly as hell. Now, this is what I like, honey. This was so cute, and it had the matching pants, velvet pants to go with it, honey. This was too cute, y'all. And they had some little handbags. Oh, and I love this, too. This was just too cute, too. And it was all leather. Yeah, I love stuff like that. I love blazers, baby. So, yes, honey. I think me and Sandra had went to the outlets and things, honey. Yeah, there she go, baby. I told you that was my road dog. We had a good time. Me and Sandra, child. Everybody else, y'all, they just wanted to stay in and sleep, honey. Me and Sandra was out eating and shopping and laughing and hitting on men and stuff, child. We was having a good time. But yeah, we looked at some wedding stuff because it was like a little bridal boutique right next door. And then we went to a couple other stores. This was, I forgot what shopping plaza this is called, but y'all, it was huge. And they had all of the stores, and they had gelato and sorbetto. Y'all, I usually don't eat this in the States because I'm lactose intolerant, but overseas, like ice cream and gelato doesn't bother me. So whatever they put in the milk over here in the U.S., that's what be messing me up. Over there, it never messed me up. So yes, y'all, they had every store that you can think of. I think that was Masmera, Mats & Co. They had everything, y'all. And it was actually an Apple store underneath that waterfall. And then we end up having dinner in San Limoncello. Yes. And then the next day, we was off to a couple historical things as well as some shopping. Ooh, child, y'all, this is a long video. I'm getting tired. But yeah, so they had so much beautiful jewelry. This trip was actually hosted by the actual host of the overall trip. So she took us to a couple places to see a couple things. They had, child, I'm telling y'all, if y'all love shopping, baby, Italy is the place to go. And if you got, the thing is, they have things for all price ranges. They have stuff, and y'all know I love me some perfume, honey. They had like all just brands and things that you've never heard of. Yeah, y'all, we had a paparazzi and a driver. We had us a good time, honey. And yes, y'all, I rewore that dress, baby. I had a washer, honey, and a dryer in my apartment, baby. I washed it, baby, and we re-wore it again, honey, with different accessories. And y'all, I traveled with one carry-on and one handbag. And this was like a 2.5, 3 week trip. Yeah, I don't play with all that luggage. And we end up stopping by a fruit shop. Y'all, I love getting fruit and water whenever I go to different countries. Fruit and water so I can have my breakfast and I can have my water in the apartment or the hotel. Y'all, they had all these little like markets and things that you could pass by and see the food in the window. This was actually one of our tour guides for the marketplace as well as the cathedral. So yes, honey, I was just getting footage of everything, y'all. They were showing us all like the statues. And we were actually down there for Fashion Week. So they were getting everything together. And they had this little shop that we stopped by and had these little teeny tiny little color pencils that I seen. They had like just like a lot of cool little gadgety stuff. Yo, I was looking at everything. And those are the little teeny tiny coloring pencils I'm talking about. And that was me, honey, getting the footage. Yes, y'all, they had all type of leatherware. Like, leather was everywhere. And it's so common there that it's not super expensive. Yeah, I dropped a good amount of money over that. And the jewelry, if you like jewelry that looks different that you won't find anywhere else, baby, Italy. Italy is the place to be. I want to go over there just to shop for accessories. Look, me and Sandra both ran up a bag, honey. We both had to stuff our suitcases. I had to actually buy another suitcase, honey, to put all the stuff that we had. And of course, honey, we had went to another. This was like a Whole Foods type of market where they had fresh food and all type of things. I think I ended up buying some popcorn and some fruit from here. But it was a really beautiful market. And then they had loose leaf teas. Y'all know I own a tea company, so I love seeing the loose leaf teas in the big jars, honey. And I think I ended up getting me some. I'm not sure. The fruits and stuff just look so delicious, y'all. Look at that. And they had prickly pears. So this, I don't know where the hell we was at right here, honey. Oh, okay. I think we was trying to take a train somewhere. And we ended up at the cathedral. Now, do I remember the exact name of this place? No, because I'm not big on the artifacts and the history stuff. I can watch that stuff on YouTube, honey. So we actually ended up going shopping. The shopping plaza, which I don't remember the name. It was a little ways from the cathedral. But y'all, they had all the stores in there. And the place was just beautiful. The place was beautiful. And because it was shopping, not shopping, but Fashion Week, there was just so many people and tourists that were there. But yes, honey, our tour guide, I loved her. She was like, she just dressed. She had her own little style, honey, which I always love. So y'all got me little pictures. And then we went to go eat at this restaurant. And y'all, the cool thing about the restaurant is that the actual staff, they're matching like the decor, like their uniforms actually. Do y'all see it in the back? Their uniforms actually match like the decor in the restaurant, the pillows and things like that. So the food was pretty good here, and it was just a great view. And we had a great place to sit, y'all. Like, I love when I can eat some good food, honey, and people watch at the same time. That's my favorite thing to do at restaurants when I'm solo, baby. Sit in a good spot, watch people, eat food, and mind my business. And y'all, we had a little cheer. I just love Sandra. Yeah, we had a good time. Now, the crazy thing is I didn't get to film all the food. I don't know why. But, honey, we was hungry. We was hungry like 4 hours after that, honey. So me and Sandra, we went ahead and went to a restaurant, honey, and got us some good food, baby. Oh, this food was so freaking good. This food was so good, honey. Look. And then we had us some limoncello. Y'all, and then after that, why did Sandra try to hook me up with the Uber driver?
Y'all do look good together. Have you ever been to the United States?
Child, and I was trying to play it off because, child, we was just out and about, honey. But, baby, I was like, he was all right. But, honey, them shoes, baby, them shoes was giving me Underground Railroad, honey. But, yeah, we have him drop us off to this little set store that you actually had to, I don't know, it was like you had to insert your ID and it would let you in. So we had to find somebody that was a citizen over 18 and have him insert his card so we can get into this little shop. Mind you, it was like midnight. Y'all, we was in the clowning, honey. Every time I get with a Sagittarius, they have me clowning. This was the next morning. This is some of the fruit that I actually got from the market. And this was me prepared to go out for the day. Stay tuned for part 2.